Hey, welcome everybody to the Father, Son, and Holy Sport. We're going to speed things up today. We got your feedback, all you guys in Powell, Ohio, giving us some feedback to speed things up. You want to get this thing done under 30. We're going to do that. I'm G-Man from Ohio. There's T-Money from San Francisco. What's up, T?
What's going on, G-Man? Fun time. Let's speed this thing up. People don't want to hear me talk anymore, I guess. So we're just going to blow through this stuff, I guess.
Hey, you're pretty, man. You're pretty. You don't have to say too much.
I'm all face. You have to hear what's going on up here because there's not much. But
Justine told me how pretty you were. So you just sit there and look good, man.
All I have.
Your Cincinnati, your Cloffice is looking good tonight. I'm going to tell you about my background later on.
All right. Well,
you like my background?
I do. I'm intrigued to see a little bit of track brought up in the show here, so it should be fun.
That's right. What's going on in your world, man? What are you thinking about this week?
Yeah, I know it's been a week. We had a little break for G-Man and I to take a little time off. We had some busy schedules, but now we're back to it. And over the last week, we had a big retirement. Alex Smith here, he retired. What a roller coaster of a career this guy had. Let me just break it down real quick for you. 3-star recruit, goes to Utah, ends up going 11-0 his senior year, winning a bowl game and being the #1 overall pick. Then he goes to the 49ers, has an outstanding career to start, gets injured and benched for Colin Kaepernick. Doesn't get re-signed, goes to the Chiefs, does great there, leads him to multi-double-digit win seasons, gets benched for Patrick Mahomes and traded to the Redskins. Then he has playing great there, career-ending injury, told he might lose his leg, has 17 surgeries, fights back, goes 5-0, takes him to the playoffs, gets injured again, and now he decides to retire. What a whirlwind of a career this guy had. Just really solid, like the most elite game manager you've ever seen. But the NFL world will miss him. He's a solid QB. What a career this guy ended up having.
Yeah, that's a great story you just said there. I mean, that kind of puts it in perspective, man. And he seems like a great guy. I mean, I love the guy. there are a lot of people that come back from injury. So there are a lot of guys that do that. It takes a lot of guts and toughness. Some people don't. But I know people will remember him for that injury more than anything else. And I think they'll probably miss him more in the locker room. The guy seems like an awesome leader.
Yep. Everyone talks about his leadership. Patrick Mahomes thanks him for where he's at now because of his leadership. The 1 year he sat behind him. I mean, he's just a great guy. I mean, to say you're going to lose your leg, have 17 surgeries, comeback player of the year last year. Good for him. Happy for his retirement. I'm sure he'll stick around the game. That just seems like who he is.
Yeah. He went to a military where the veterans go when they get their legs blown off in a bomb, where the military goes to heal. That's where he went in Texas, to a military hospital, and that's what got him back. I know we've talked about that, but what's next for Washington? They got Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's going to be interesting to talk about as we move along. They're already making moves. I think they were ready for this, but he did go down and visit Urban Meyer, and Urban, wanted him to coach up Trevor Lawrence, I think, a little bit, but he turned Urban down after talking to him.
Yeah, surprised about that. I thought that would be a perfect fit, because obviously Urban Meyer coached him in college at Utah, but now they got Trevor Lawrence. That was one of my next topics here. Alex Smith could have given him some guidance on this one. Trevor Lawrence comes out and says, football isn't everything, that he's okay if he never wins a Super Bowl. He's fine if he never plays again, that football is just a part of him, not everything. Now, I mean, that's kind of crazy to say. Now, he's a lock as the #1, so he doesn't have to worry about that. But I think this is the first kind of scrutiny he's ever had in his life. He's been the #1 player through his high school and college career. I think the biggest thing when I think of this quote is, I agree with him. If I was someone's dad, if I was talking to you, you would want me to say, yes, I have a great work-life balance. Work isn't everything. I can feel happy if I don't succeed to the max. I'm still happy with my life. That's what you want to hear from everyone but your starting franchise quarterback. So I'm sorry, Trevor.
Hey, man,
you just can't say.
I'm worried about that. I got to admit, I mean, is he going to be there when the chips get down? And is he going to hold tough, or is he going to, pull, is he going to just quit the game? There's been quarterbacks that have left the game because they wanted to pursue other things in their life. So is that going to happen? But the other issue is, most of these quarterbacks, they get drafted number one. We talked about this before, and they go in the draft, they end up on these bad teams. And here we are going to Jacksonville, and we think just because Urban's there, that it's going to be, everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
And what if it's not? What if they're 4-12 and Urban starts flipping out? Urban's never lost either, and Trevor's never lost. And if the two of those guys go 4-12, something's going to blow up, man.
It's going to be crazy. I agree with you. It's either the team or Urban's heart. He's going to have another heart attack and he's going to be gone. He's never lost like this in his life. I think they're lucky if they go 4-12. Lucky, because that's how bad this team was. But man, it's going to be interesting. Trevor Lawrence, that's not what your fans want to hear from you here. All the greats are obsessed with one thing, and that's winning football games. You don't hear Tom Brady saying, I really like to have a good work-life balance. Like, the greats don't do that. They're
so obsessed
football. So
they come through in the last 2 minutes because they want to win. They go crazy over winning. But hey, man, whatever happened to Joe Burrow? Joe beat Trevor Lawrence head to head. My two boys who beat Trevor, Joe Burrow and Justin Fields, they don't get any love anymore, man. Trevor Lawrence is the greatest thing that ever appeared on the NFL draft. And what happened to my guys, man? Trevor Lawrence completion percentage his senior year, 69%, threw for 24 touchdowns. Burrow's completion percentage was 76%, threw for 60 touchdown passes. And Trevor Lawrence is the best guy ever? Come on, man.
I mean, there's a lot more to it than just that. But yes, Joe Burrow had one of the greatest seasons ever, but Trevor Lawrence has every single skill set you'd ever want in a quarterback, just size, accuracy, IQ, everything. So he's just the best.
Joe's got size.
So look, I'm not arguing with
you man.
Down this rabbit hole that you like to drag.
I just think
Burrow's the best things in sliced bread.
Everybody's in love with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I love him too, but hey, man, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields are right there with him.
Hey, Tim,
we're going to talk about the draft.
Wonderful college career. I don't want to hear you preach about college stats to me, okay? Trevor Lawrence is the best prospect since Andrew Luck. Maybe better than him and Elway, potentially.
Did Andrew Luck give up the game?
You're
that's just telling right there.
John Elway didn't. He won 3 Super Bowls, so I don't know what you want from me here.
Hey, what's next, man? What's next in your world? Come on, man. Give me one more big thing.
How about a poor man's Joe Burrow for you here? Supposedly, the 49ers have now traded up to the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft to draft Mac Jones, who I believe is the poor man's Joe Burrow. They think he's supposedly most NFL ready. I think he does have, Trevor Lawrence aside, I think he has the highest floor of any of these guys, but I actually think he has the lowest ceiling. But they think he's the most NFL ready to go right now and the highest IQ. I think Justin Fields is number 2 guy on my board, QB wise, and Trey Lance is my 3. Mac Jones is my 5, but pretty wild if the 49ers take this guy and number 3 overall.
We're going to see T-Money's board next week, man, when we start focusing on the draft. That's funny. But hey, we look at the number 1 and number 2. They're still the same. Got the Jags with Lawrence. You got the Jets, we think, with Wilson. And then you look at 5 through 9, and they're pretty much the same. Bengals, Dolphins, Lions, Panthers, Broncos. Broncos will take a quarterback. The other 5, probably receivers for the most part. But the ones in question are 3 and 4. The 49ers, they took the Dolphins pick. They're going after a quarterback. We know that. And the Falcons are next. And they keep kind of switching around. I don't know why they're not taking a quarterback. They keep talking about Kyle Pitts. But why isn't Justin Fields going to be in the 3 or 4 slot? Man, I don't understand why they're not taking him. We're going to look back at this draft, and we're going to say, what the heck were we thinking?
Yep, I know. And it's going to be Justin Fields or Trey Lance. One of these guys is too good to not succeed. And Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, one of these guys is either too well protected or overhyped to succeed. So I just think they're messing up here. Justin Fields is such an amazing prospect. Trey Lance might have the highest ceiling of anyone, including Trevor Lawrence here, just ability-wise.
He's a big boy.
It's going to be interesting. It'll be a shocker if they draft him there.
Hey, the draft starts next Thursday, April 29th. We're going to be live here doing the show. Before that, we'll release all of our stuff will release before the draft starts. So it's going to be cool. I wanted to ask you, man, I wanted to get your thoughts here. There's 3 networks covering the draft. Which one are you going to watch? We got ESPN with Mike Greenberg. Greenberg's, Mike and Mike. He's going to be kind of heading it up. Mel Kiper will be with him. This is ESPN with Louis Riddick, Booger McFarland, Adam Schefter, Chris Mortensen. They're all together on ESPN. Then over on ABC, you got the game day crew with Reese and Maria and Kirk and Desmond, Todd McShay. There's a couple choices there. But then we also have the NFL network. Rich Eisen, Daniel Jeremiah, Charles Davis, some of the NFL players in the NFL network, Kurt Warner. What do you think, man? Are you going to watch the show on ESPN, ABC, or the NFL network?
All right. Well, I'm too poor to have NFL network. So let's start with that. Number 2, I'm throwing you a curveball here. I'm going to YouTube Live to watch my guy, Pat McAfee.
Yeah. Okay, you can go YouTube Live. I didn't bring that up. Yes, YouTube Live is another.
Pat McAfee, I love his show. He's a solid guy. He's funny. He's outgoing. He's different than every commentator. He feels like one of the boys. I'd be watching Pat McAfee's NFL draft.
Hey, man, I'm going to the NFL network. I just like those pros, man. These guys are Hall of Famers. They know what's going on at the pro level. Yeah, I like the NFL network.
All right.
But hey, man, we got the NFL draft coming next week, man. Get ready for it, everybody. We're going to take you on a ride. It's getting exciting. And so let's move on. Let's keep going on this show.
All right.
And we're going to try to stump Team Money tonight like we always do in Trivia of the Week. Team Money, just a quick, give you the question here. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
But let's see what the question is this week for you. And it has to do a little bit with my background, man.
Okay.
Big Ten track and field championships are coming up in less than 3 weeks. We got the Big Ten track and field outdoor. And the last 2 Big Ten track and field championships, which Big Ten school has won both the women's and men's title? The last 2 Big Ten track and field championships, this team has won both the women's and men's title. Okay, so you think about that, Team Money. We got a great show for the rest of y'all tonight. And we're going to kick it off for you with the T. Ross Chug and Chant. Team Money's going to head up right now to the roof. T, we'll see you in a little bit. And this segment's brought to you by Help Me Startup. Do you have a startup or a new company idea? Why not get help from the experts at Help Me Startup? Try the easy-to-use startup tools and advice to help you get moving and on your way toward investment and success. Learn more at helpmestartup.co. Okay. Let's go up there. We've had some snow here in Ohio. T-Money's up on top of San Francisco rooftops. He's going to give you right now the T. Ross Chug and Chant.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy T-Money coming to you live from the San Francisco rooftop. No snow here, unlike Ohio, but, it's a little chillier, so I guess I got to throw a jacket on for every once in a while. Today, Chug and Chant, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some football, if you know what I mean. But no Bud Lights left since I drank them all this past weekend, so got to Chug and Chant a little White Claw. Give me a second here. Woo! All right. You British little babies, okay? I don't want to hear you cry to me about your European Super League. Like, come on, how awesome would that be? Don't be so selfish about growing your game, man. Now, for context, if people don't know, all the European soccer teams, the best 12 tried to get together. Manchester United, Real Madrid, all the best ones tried to get together and form their own little league. Kind of like if Texas and Oklahoma and Alabama, Auburn, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, all these teams got together and formed their own conference and just cut everyone else out. How awesome would that be for some college football? But it's not going to help grow the game like it might in soccer. What I want to see as an American is some freaking Real Madrid versus Manchester United every weekend. That would be cool. And British people went all crybaby and made them basically pull out of this thing. And now people in Asia and Africa and the Americas don't get this. You want to grow the game? Give the game a chance to grow. Bunch of British crybabies. I don't want to hear you complain about Americans or what we do anymore. Just canceled something that could have been great. Gee, what do you think?
And hey, yeah, T-Money. Hey, I'd love to see the cold up there. You're not as cold as we are in Ohio. I had to sport my hat one more time for you, man. But Yeah, I'm happy to hear you say that. You know, coming from England, we both lived in England when you were
Yeah.
younger. We know the power of football, as they call it over there. We call it soccer, but the football over there, they are crazy about that sport, like we are here with football and March Madness. That's what they're like for their local football team. They love that local football team. They don't want it to be Europe wide. You know, that's what I see when I was over there, the local clubs. But you're right, man. The younger kids from around the world and a lot of the new fans for the sport of football are coming from other continents like Asia and Africa, you know, the Middle East. There was a lot of growth in the sport. And there are a lot of younger people like you, I agree, that want to see it online. They want to see, you know, Real Madrid up against, you know, one of those 6 Premier League teams. They want to see them go at it. And the English clubs don't want to see that.
Yep. I think that's the thing. Don't ruin it for everyone else. You know what I mean? America, Asia, everyone wants a chance to grow the sport. Give us a chance. It's not just a British sport.
I mean, the rivalries go back in England so deep. Liverpool against Everton. You know, they've played for 130 years,
That's
Liverpool
crazy.
and Everton.
That's
And
crazy.
it's such a rival. They don't want to give that up, man. It's like Michigan, Ohio State. It's crazy over there. But it's gonna right now they all backed off. It's not gonna happen, but the wave is coming, man. The wave is coming, and people want to watch it online. They want to watch it online.
Exactly.
So, hey, y'all, if you like what you're seeing, go and like us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all the platforms. We're out there. Look for our name at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. Next up is Ross V. Ross. The question is for debate between T Money and G Man.
Come on.
Who's the best non-quarterback in the draft? Best non-quarterback in the draft, T.
Right.
Who do you think it is? All the quarterbacks get all the love, man.
I know. My guy, Penny Sewell. That's who.
Oh,
Tackle from Oregon. All right. He's been rated the #1 lineman, not just this year, but last year as well. He took a year off. So he's actually had a year to prepare for just the NFL, which I like. He didn't also take all those hits. I just think the O-line is so undervalued, and O-line is so much more important in these skill positions. Just take a look at what happened in the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs had all the weapons in the world, but two or three offensive linemen go down, and Patrick Mahomes is running for his life. You can't throw to skill position players unless you have the offensive lineman to protect him. He would be a 10-year starter, no doubt. And on whatever team he drafts him, and he controls his own destiny because he just has to block the guy in front of him. Skill position player, if you're going to name Kyle Pitts, you're going to name Jamar Chase, they don't control who throws them the ball, who coaches them, what team they get drafted to, what scheme they're in. Penny Sewell just has to block the guy in front of him, and he's elite at doing it. He's the best player in this draft, and I hope my Bengals draft him.
Hey, I think he is going to the Bengals. They got to protect Joe Burrow and his new knee.
Yeah.
And he is on my long list. He's on my long list. I like the pick. The guy's never wavered. You know, It's not like these quarterbacks where they keep switching spots. Who's going to be number 3? You know, keep switching around. That offensive lineman position has been Sewell's the whole time. Even though there's other good linemen. Yeah. Nobody's wavered from him. I think he is the best lineman. But also you can look at defense. I got Micah Parsons on my list from Penn State, the linebacker.
He's good.
You know, he's a great run defender, great blitzer, great tackler. The guy has it all. So if you want to look at some of the unusual positions, those might be 2. But, man, I got to go with some of the flashy guys here, man. I'm thinking about fantasy and who's going to get me some points. You know, so I look at the wide receivers. I think Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver, as you kind of referred to. I mean, he's got to be – I've got to put him there as my best non-quarterback.
Okay.
He's a wide receiver 1, man. He's a wide receiver 1. Yeah. The guy, 24 deep catches in 2019, 10 more than any other player in his class. The guy's huge. He's the biggest receiver. He's bigger than way bigger than Smith, way bigger than Jalen Waddle, who are the next 2 guys.
Yeah.
Tight end Kyle Pitts. I like him, but hey, man, if you don't have Kelsey or Kittle, you got somebody that's not getting a lot of points. Kyle Pitts, He's going to catch some balls, but I don't expect a big impact in year one.
I just love how you immediately go to fantasy as your only option. Like it can't be a lot because it gets 0 points in fantasy for me.
Hey, that's why I win the championship, because I think like that,
Oh
man.
my
That's
God,
why I win
hilarious.
the fantasy. I'm a defending fantasy title champion. I got upset last year, but I will be back. I'm going Jamar Chase, man. I'm going Jamar Chase. He's good for fantasy or regular football.
He's a beast. I would be right there as my next guy. He has everything. Route running, size, skill, catchability, everything. People forget Justin Jefferson had an amazing rookie season. This guy was so much better than him in college. Like the wide receiver one when Justin Jefferson was on that LSU championship team. Just imagine Jefferson, but bigger, better, faster, stronger, and overall a way better prospect. That's who this guy is.
Well, that was the hard draft last year with some of those guys that got picked, the receivers. You didn't know who was going to be the one that broke out.
Yeah.
And there was some real surprises there. And the receivers, because we had all these stars coming out of college. Henry Ruggs got drafted 12th. Jerry Jeudy got drafted 15th. I mean, how would you rate those two guys? CD Lamb was drafted 17th.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Reagor drafted 21, and then Justin Jefferson 22.
Yeah.
We look at that group. Brandon Ayuk, 25.
Jamar Chase would have been ranked ahead of them going into this draft, just so you're aware. Like he won the award for best wide receiver in all of college football, but he was only a sophomore. That's why he took the year off. But he would have been the number one wide receiver in last year's draft class as well. He's a prospect for me. But like I said, if the Bengals draft him, good luck getting him the ball because Joe Burrow's going to be on his ass.
But you look at Ruggs as 1. I'm talking just receivers. Ruggs 1, Jeudy 2, CD Lamb 3, Reagor 4, Justin Jefferson 5. So the 5th receiver taken was probably the best one. Would you agree?
No, I disagree.
Who do you think's the best one out of those?
I think Jerry Jeudy's the best one out of all of those, but it's all about where you get drafted.
What? No way.
That's my point about this. That is my entire point about this segment. It all depends on scheme, coaching, fit, who's throwing you the ball. Of course, the guy who gets drafted to the team in the 20s is going to have a better opportunity because that's the better team. When Drew Lock's the ball, you're never going to get the ball. That's what happens.
Okay. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I gotta disagree. This should be a Ross v. Ross topic, man. I will take you down on this.
We're doing it right now.
I'm gonna take you down on this one, man. Hey, man. All right, let's go to our picks. We got some picks for y'all. Right. We love to make the picks for you, and we're just gonna make one pick for you. We're gonna keep this pace moving for you. We're going to make one pick each coming up this weekend. T-Money, who's your best pick for all these guys waiting on the edge of their seat to make a bet on what we tell them?
So I'm taking the Reds to win the series this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus St. Louis Cardinals. Not a sweep. They're going to win 2 of 3. They're hot. The Reds are killing it right now. I was just at the game down at Oracle Park and caught a baseball, caught a red ball, so that was a good time. The Cardinals are only 2-4 at home right now, and the Reds are killing it. This is a division game. They're going to be taking it seriously. And Bleacher Report just came out with their rankings of all MLB teams after 3 weeks. Yesterday on 420, it's 421 today. The Reds are ranked the 4th best team in the MLB. The Cardinals, the 22nd. So
look at you.
I'll take the Reds to win, and I'll also take the Reds to beat the spread on Friday.
You didn't go to that San Francisco stadium and root for the Reds, did you, man?
Hell yeah, I did. I had all my Reds. Great. It was
That's great. A man. You got some red blood in you, man. You got some red blood. Hey, my pick is going. I'm going to the NBA on my pick, man.
All right.
I like your pick. I'm going to go to the NBA. I'm going to take a little bit of an unusual pick here. I'm telling you all what to do here. All right. I'm betting Steph Curry. I'm betting Steph Curry to get the MVP. Okay. Why am I saying that? We think he's probably going to be the scorer. He's now the number 2 scorer. 30.4 points per game. Okay. He's right behind Bradley Beal. He's going to pass Bradley Beal. He's going to be the number 1 scorer in the league. Okay. So I don't think that's going to stop because the Warriors are trying to get a playoff spot. They're giving Steph the ball. The guy's going after it. And the reason I like the pick for him to win the MVP is that they just reduced the odds from plus 10,000 to plus 1,800, which means if I bet $100 on Steph to get the MVP, I win 1,800 bucks. So if let's say I spend 50, I can win $900, and he's got a shot at it. Right now, the odds for the MVP, Jokic and Embiid are the top two, pretty much favored. And then Giannis is next, and Giannis is very close to Steph. So Giannis and Steph are pretty close. Steph's plus 1,800. So I don't think he would win as the best player in the league. LeBron's probably the best player in the league. But if you look at MVP, he's probably the most valuable guy for his team.
All right. Well, I totally disagree. He's not even going to get top 3, most likely, in the MVP, just because he's the 9 seed right now. And there's never been a precedent where a guy wins if you're not a top 4 seed, unless your name's Russell Westbrook and you set a triple-double record that hasn't been broken in 30 years. So he's not.
Okay, well, I would put him in Russell Westbrook league.
No.
I mean, come on, man.
He broke a 30-year-old record that Oscar Robertson set and no one else in NBA history had done. That's why he won.
I just think it's a good bet. It was 10,000.
I was going to say,
it went down to 1,800.
It's a good bet.
It's a good bet. That's all I'm saying. It's a good bet. I'm trying to help my people win some money here. Yeah. I think it's a good bet here, man. $50 to win 900.
I like the bet.
He's got a shot. He's got a shot.
Solid long shot for this right now.
I'm not saying he's going to win it, but he has a great shot. And you can win some good cash there, man. Right. So, hey, that's my thing. Let's go to the Wound-Wise Trivia of the Week, man.
All right,
Let's see what you got. If you've been thinking about my background here, looking at the track meets, the Big Ten championships are coming up in a few weeks here. And I don't know if a lot of you know that I actually announced for the local high school here, Olentangy Liberty High School. I'm the track and field home announcer. They call me the voice of the Patriots. Did you know that, T? You do know that.
I do know that, and that is why, audience, he's on it is fixed right now, getting his track.
Hey, we're in the middle of our season. We're in the middle of our season.
I'm like,
we have athletes that go into. We're a feeder to Ohio State track, man. We're a feeder right here from Olentangy Liberty High School. Hey, but here's what it is, man. In the last 2 Big Ten championships, they didn't play last year.
Okay.
In the last 2, which Big Ten school has won both the women's and men's title?
I mean, if this is Ohio State, I don't even know why you're asking me this just to brag to me. So I'm going to say Indiana because I know they have a great distance program.
Well, that is incorrect. Indiana is great. They are great. But the team that has won both men's and women's title in the last 2 years is the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah. I mean, it was a setup. I knew it was. I had to guess someone other than them.
I thought you guessed Penn State because that's what's behind me. But no. Hey, 2018, Ohio State men won the title. 2019, Ohio State women won the title. So those are the last time that they went off. Karen Dennis is the track and field head coach. She's been at a great career, been promoted, been at Ohio State a long time. And she's obviously won some titles there the last couple of times. However, I'm calling her out because my Penn State team behind me is starting to out-recruit her. They're starting to out-recruit her, and we've got 2 local athletes here in Central Ohio that are high school runners that both have just committed to Penn State. And I'm telling you right now, in 3 years from now, 3 to 4 years, Penn State wins the Big Ten championships because of these 2 local runners. Allison Johnson from Mount Gilead, Division II runner. She just ran at a meet that I called in Hilliard. She ran a 2:07 in the 800. Could you run that fast, man? 2:07 up against the D1 schools. She's number 1 in the state right now. And second is 2:14 and third is 2:16. They're not even close. She's also number 2 in the state in the 1600. She's run a 4:55. And she's also second in the 3200. Allison Johnson.
We'll see what they do, man. We'll see.
She's going out to freaking Penn State, man. She's going out to Penn State.
How dare those Buckeyes?
And Lindsay Stahl from Davidson, 3rd in the state in the 1600. She's ran a 4:49. She's going to Penn State. Come on, man. What are you guys doing at the Buckeyeville? Penn State's outdoing you, man. They're going to pass you up. Hey, that's my little tip there on the
I
Woundwise
was gonna
trivia of the week.
say, yeah, that was a great. Hey, that everyone just learned more track and field about Central
Yeah.
Ohio than they have their entire lives. That's it.
Hey,
This is what
we're
Gary
giving you
day in day out. This is what he does.
we're giving you some stuff here. We're giving you some stuff, man. Hey, and I called that race. I called Allison Johnson's race the fastest time in D2 in Ohio history. I called that race from the press box, bro. Hey, we hope you all love the show. You know that we love you. Thank you to Woundwise IQ for sponsoring our trivia of the week. Thank you to Help Me Startup for sponsoring the T-Ross Chug and Chant. And next week it's NFL Draft, baby. Get ready.
Let's
and if
go.
you're interested in sponsoring one of our upcoming shows, please reach out to us. If you're interested in being a guest, let us know. If you like the show, press the like and subscribe button at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. T-Money, good luck with your big picks this weekend with the Cincinnati Reds.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon. Good times. Enjoy that snow in Ohio, and I'll enjoy this weather in San Francisco.
All right, man. All right.
All
Go
right,
get it,
see
T.
ya.